Good afternoon, and welcome to another Kerry's Korner video format. Someone pointed out to me this week that most people draw on their own experiences to cope with the difficulties that they are facing. Here in the United States, we have nothing in our experience that can help us to relate to the COVID-19 pandemic. Most people who lived through the Spanish flu epidemic or even the Depression are not with us any longer. We are left with stories that have been told or with history lessons. That isn't to say that many of us have not lived through hardships, but nothing really compares to what we're going through right now. Many people are in shock. They can't even begin to comprehend what's going on in our communities. The case numbers and the deaths are surging. Schools are out. People are working from home, or even worse, they're out of a job. Unemployment is skyrocketing. There's nothing in our experience that can help us to understand. Many are blaming God, but others of us are drawing closer to God. It's easy to feel blindsided and to look for someone to blame. I think blind is a good term for how many of us feel. We don't know what lies ahead, and we're concerned for our families, our friends, the economy, and just how bad this pandemic could get. The truth is, we can't see the path ahead. I read some good news on television this morning. They showed a window with a sign in it that said, "Hope is not canceled." With all the things that are not taking place, all the closings and all the events that have been canceled indefinitely, there's still hope. I know it's hard to see at times. The constant updates, the statistic, and the tragic forecasts do not help us to be positive. The truth is that in spite of all the doom and gloom, there are good reasons to have hope. 1. People are working together. There are countless stories of people looking out for one another. In one community, people are putting teddy bears in their windows so that families can take walks and kids can see who finds the most bears. They call it a bear hunt. 2. People are picking up groceries for others, checking on one another, running errands for those who are unable. Thousands of retired healthcare workers, the most vulnerable age group, have volunteered to put themselves at risk and care for the suffering. Our sweet neighbor brought some candy over and dropped it off at our house yesterday because she knows that we have young boys stuck in the house. Even businesses are donating money and services. Thirdly, government agencies are cooperating more than ever. Even political parties have found things that they can agree on. It's inspiring to see all the good that can be done when people work together. Maybe some of the goodwill in our government will carry over when all of this is over. Okay, I may be pushing it, but we can dream. Fourthly, for over 240 years, our nation has pulled together through times of hardship, and we have prevailed. I believe through every hard time, it's the prayers of God's people who have brought our nation through crisis after crisis. I have faith that we'll do it again. Fifthly, as with all trials, as individuals and as a nation, we will come through this changed, stronger, and better able to face the struggles that lie ahead. I found a passage this week that strengthened my faith and my resolve. It's a promise to those who feel blind to see into the future and are fearful because we're on an unfamiliar path. It's God speaking to his people in Isaiah 42 verse 16. "And I will lead the blind in a way that they do not know. In paths that they have not known, I will guide them. I will turn the darkness before them into light, the rough places into level ground. These are the things I do, and I do not forsake them." Let me conclude today by saying, trust in God. Through all of the uncertainty, he is our shining light in the darkness. He will open our eyes to a brighter future. He will guide us through this uncharted territory and level the rough road on which we are traveling. People of God, rise up and pray. He will not forsake us. Kerry.